What is up, everyone? So I'm just gonna do a little quick recap of the trading day today. I only took one entry for today, which is Tuesday, last day of September. And during the month of September, we had a pretty bullish month, as you can see right here. Just price just kind of like was just going up and up and up. This is also the daily chart. And now if we look at the volume profiles, and this is the weekly volume profile. So this area to the left is just last week's volume profile, and then we have volume profile right here for, I guess, yesterday and today. So I had two zones drawn out that I was kind of looking out for. Down here you can see I had these zones drawn out because we had a low volume node, and we also had the high volume node here. So this is a decent area. We also had a rejection or a bounce in this area, so I thought it was a good opportunity. Also, I did use a chat as well to kind of get some zones for me, and then I just use chat and I try to look at the chart and see if those zones are valued. Also, let me put on some tunes. I forgot about my tunes. There we go. This is nice. So yeah, I was looking for a potential bounce in this area. There was a second where price did look like it wanted to retrace and retrace up here and then just keep pushing down probably to this point of control area. But price did not happen. You can see that we kind of are just wicking from this demand zone, and price does push up higher. And I was saying that if price respects this area, we should easily be able to break these highs up here and definitely come up to the 850 areas, and which is literally what we do. So now if we look at the trade I took, it was based off the 233. Let's see where it was. It was a long right in this area. So I believe it was based off of that. It was based off of that 233. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring this back down. So I waited for price to retrace into this zone, this retracement zone. As you can see, we tap that 50% level, and we're very close to that 61% level as well. So I just wait for price to retrace into this area, and we are at that demand zone. So, going along here makes perfect sense. So what I do is I wait for price to retrace back into this area, as you can see right here. And I just wait for my model. That's it. You just gotta be patient, wait for the model. And if it occurs, take the entry. And you can see I do take the entry here, and I do take my profits here because I'm just a 10 profit guy. I don't need more. But you can see price does end up going higher and higher and higher, which it's nice to know that price does keep going higher and higher, even though I don't take the opportunity. But to reiterate, I first saw price kind of come into this area maybe a point away from the 50. So I was kind of trying to see if there was a potential entry in this area, which is why I drew this tiny horizontal line right here. But you can see we kind of did break below it, and then we had formed another low right here. And let me zoom in a little bit. So we had another low formed here. We had another high formed there. You can see that we do break above that high, and we also get a tiny high right here and a tiny low. I like to call them tiny high and tiny low. I think it's just more fun that way. So we have the tiny high and the tiny low, and we were able to have a confirmed breakout above this tiny high and also above the major high, or you can also call it more as a swing high as well. So we were able to close above that, and then I just wait for price to retrace back into this zone, and ideally you want to enter on the first up close candle. So I do enter a little prematurely because on the 34 range, let me just pull it up real quick. So as you can see, I enter early, and the reason why I enter early is because on the 34 range, we were able to close out. The 55 closed somewhere around here. So then I just wait for that retracement back into the zone, and we get that nice first up close candle, which it looks like a decent candle. Also, bouncing off the EMAs. If you wanna play the EMAs like that, you can. I don't really pay attention to that stuff, but now that I kind of review the trades and doing a recap, it's also, I guess, another confluence to have that we are kind of bouncing above these EMAs. Also, the EMAs are crossing over as well. So you can see I entered right here as soon as this candle closed. This up close candle closed, I entered, and I was able to secure my profits there. My stop loss was like somewhere around down here, just below the swing low, and I just get that. I just aim for those 10 points. Don't really need anything else, to be honest. Don't need to be greedy at all. Nothing about that. Nothing of the sorts. And then I was eyeing this potential 89 play for a while. So by the 89 play, I mean I was looking at the 377R because we were in that retracement area. So then I was looking at the 89. So originally I was looking at this 377 candle. We had a retracement in there, and then if we look at the 89, we retrace into this area, and over pre-market you can see that we kind of get the model. So we have this high formed right here, then we have also this low down there, and then we do get a zone formed. But you can see that on the 55 or the 89, we do not get a push down that occurs inside the zone. So this is not a valid entry, even though I'm not paying attention. I'm sleeping right now. So this is just something I saw when I was looking at the charts, but then I was just waiting for an opportunity for a price to kind of, I guess, like come up with my model, and it didn't do that. But then I had another opportunity, or I was waiting for another opportunity right here on this down close candle, because you can see here we get nice move up, nice move down, but no tiny high, no tiny low. Then here we get a nice move up, we get a move down, and we are starting to form tiny highs and tiny lows, but nothing's ever confirmed. So since nothing has been confirmed here, we still wait until price breaks above this high or kind of breaks below this low. And you can see that here we do get the model that I like to use, but again, we do not get any confirmed movement to the downside. So this is the zone I'm referring to. Oh, excuse me. It's from this high to this low. We do get that confirmed breakout, but as you can see, we just kind of break outside that box. We break above the high. So I'm no longer interested. So that was another trade opportunity that I was kind of looking at. And I'll show you even on the 55. On the 55, in that same area I just showed you, you can see that we do get a down close candle inside the zone once the 89 candle closed, which was closed right here at this level. This level, I'll draw it out real quick. This level is where the 89 candle closed, but you can see the 55 did not close, but it does close right here. So you could be like, oh, I'm tempted to enter short, but the 55 range candle would never close outside of this zone. So to me, that's already a red flag. And you can see we just kind of keep pushing higher and higher and higher. and we do break this zone, so I'm definitely no longer interested in the trade. So yeah, that one trade was the only one I took. It was at 7:16, and then I just waited like another 15 minutes or so to see if price was able to give me another opportunity, but nothing ever presented itself, so I just kind of stopped at 7:30. And that's all you really need, just one trade a day, nothing fancy. It doesn't have to be like 20 trades a day or anything higher than that. One and done, you're good. Especially if you have multiple prop firm accounts, you're fine. But yeah, so that's my trade for the day. Don't overtrade, just stay confident, stay true to yourself, and peace.